everybody. Good to have you back today on this episode of our book review. If you're a first time, viewer here, or if you're a returning viewer, we love you and we will always love you. Thanks for joining in on today's edition. So, straight into the business of today, we are continuing. Oh God, I hope to finish this book in the next video, because not this one. We have like from 17 to 28 to cover, but we have so much to learn. So what's the rush? So we're continuing. You Can Be President by Bob Moore. Today we're continuing with chapter 17. I hope we do at least about 4 to 5 chapters, but if we don't get to 5 chapters, please do not crucify us, but let's jump right into it. So, chapter 17 is titled The Golden Rule. It starts by saying, it quoted a scripture from the Bible. It says, "As ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise." As ye would that men do to you, do ye also to them likewise. So chapter 17 is basically talking about you versus people relationship. You get, people are really important. How you treat them matters a lot, because trust me, you need people to go up. You need recommendations, you need opportunities, you need people. That's the summary of this. Nobody can actually become a success alone. When we were studying 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, we said that nothing really major, nothing big that would transcend generations is created by just one person. Even if you have like an idea, you want to like invent something, you need people in your crew, you need people in your team. So chapter 17 is really about you versus people. So there's a story here I'd like to tell us. It's about a lady called Carol Burnett. Yes, it's a kind of story I want to read so that we catch everything. It says Carol Burnett, the television actress, tells a fascinating story of how her life changed because of the Golden Rule. At the time, Carol Burnett was an acting student at the University of California of Los Angeles. One of her professors had invited a group of students to entertain at a bon voyage party he was having before he left for Europe. Carol Burnett was among the students. After the performance, she was speaking with the professor. He said he admired her performance and asked what goals she had set in her life. Carol Burnett told him she hoped to go to New York and make a career on stage. But she admitted she didn't have enough money to get started, let alone live in New York until she could launch a career. She didn't tell him the whole story, which was that she and her mother and her grandmother had been living on welfare. Money was definitely something she and her family did not have. The professor said he would be happy to lend her the money to get to a start in New York. $1,000 should be enough, he added. It turned out that the professor was quite serious. He and his wife sat down with Carol Burnett and explained the offer in detail. The detail will amaze you. So they gave her 3 conditions. The 3 conditions existed if she took the money. They cautioned her. First, if she did succeed, she would pay the loan back without interest in 5 years. Without interest in 5 years. That's condition number 1. Second, she was never to reveal his identity to anyone. Number 2, finally, this condition number 3, finally, if she accepted the offer, she was equally to pass the kindness along to another person when she was able to do so. In other words, she was to follow the golden rule of doing unto others what you would have them do unto you. So chapter 17 is a beautiful chapter of help if you have been helped, or help if you can. Because some people did, most of the people who started out charity did not get their wealth through charity. They worked for it, but they have come to an understanding that some persons will not really, get out of their condition if nobody really helps them. You understand? So we really need to come to a place where we place value on people, give people the importance that they deserve, because people are truly really important. We get. Now, this golden rule means that you think first about what you did wrong if you don't get along with another person before thinking of what they did wrong. Number 2, you don't try to build up yourself at the cost of tearing others down. Number 3, you look for good points others have, even if they have a reputation for meanness, thoughtlessness, and lack of consideration. You'll be amazed at how often what you expect of a person is what you get from them. You appreciate what others do for you, and you let them know you appreciate what they do by a sincere thank you. You don't wait for others to be friendly. You act friendly first. Golden rule presidents learn to control themselves. And also, you don't do good to people because you have selfish intentions. Like, your goodness to people has to be genuine. You have to mean to do good, not for any selfish interest, not for any hidden conditions, but because you genuinely want to do them good. Now on to chapter 18, which is titled, It Takes Time. Yes, this chapter talks about patience. Some persons want to start today to be the president of their life, and they want to be the president of, they want to be in charge like now. They want to win today. They think that it is that easy. Nope. Everything takes time, and we have to cultivate the virtue called patience. I'll read something here. It says, patience teaches us that we must, first of all, live one day at a time. You cannot overcome all your problems in a single day. You cannot carry out all your plans in one day. You must be patient. You must understand that it takes time. So you have to be patient. You have to understand that it takes time to attain all of the dreams and the goals and the visions and the desires. Takes time. Give yourself time. Don't jump into, it is impatient people that actually have to cut corners to achieve things, and then they get into trouble with the law and all of that. But if you take time, you become successful genuinely. You won't hurt or tear down people in the process, like the golden rule has taught us. Good things takes time. Chapter 19 is titled The Dream Killer. The first thing that was addressed here is attitude. Attitude is such a very fast dream killer. Attitude is everything. You can have all the skill, and with the wrong attitude, nobody's going to give you an opportunity to showcase what skills that you have got. So attitude is everything. And then most of this attitude are mental attitudes. We have to, have good mental attitudes to be able to achieve our dreams. These good mental attitudes are hope, trust, courage, joy, confidence, determination, self-respect, ambition, freedom, and optimism. Whereas the bad mental attitude that destroy dreams are worry, despair, anger, suspicion, anxiety, tension, guilt, jealousy, sorrow, and pessimism. So if you need to achieve, if you need to always win, you always need to have the right mental attitude. And actually, the emotion or the attitude that you give most chance to is what would, what takes over you. So if you're always pessimistic, you never have things work out. But if you're always optimistic, even in the darkest of moments, even in the most trying of times, you would see good in everything that comes your way. So let me read through a few things I wrote down here. I said that people with negative mental attitude don't like positive-minded people. It is so true. If you're always a believer that something good will come out of every situation, trust me, you always have enemies and all of that. People who don't believe, people who always have issues that whatever ideas you have or the manager or leader of your group or unit has is never going to work. These people don't have, you always have issues with negative-minded people. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. So they will try to drag you in. If they can't, they already hate you. So don't fall for it. Then attitude is everything we already stated. Nobody has to remain the way they are if they don't want to be that way. If you want to change from being a grumpy person to being, a happy, cheerful person, it all starts and ends with you. Do you want it? If you want it, then why not? Go for it. The last thing I wrote here was an attitude change is sometimes the fix we need to get to where we want. I hope that you have learned something from this chapter, because trust me, some persons have gotten recommendations to work in big places, to do jobs, to showcase themselves, simply because they had a good attitude. You see people who are really suffering, it's not because they are not really talented, but you need more than skill to survive. You need to be liked. Likeability, my pastor would always tell us, is superior to skill. Because you can have all the skill, but you have a bad attitude. People want people they can work with, they can, be with, they can dwell with. If I cannot work with you with all of your skill, please, I would rather look for someone I can teach, but someone I can dwell in peace with. So change your attitude today, and then you would see for yourself that things would actually change, because a good attitude makes good people gravitate towards you and good opportunities. I hope you learned a lot. Let's go to chapter 20. So chapter 20, titled Goals Mean I Can. Means if I set a goal, it means I can actually achieve the goal. That's what the title means. So the author opened this chapter by saying that the main reason most people don't get what they want in life is that they don't know what they want. Because if you know what you want, you already set out goals that, okay, these are the things I want to be able to achieve. Praise the Lord. So it therefore means that before you achieve, you have to first of all know what you want to achieve. You remember in chapter 3 of this book, we talked about the law of cause and effect, and what I do and what the implications are. You get? So if I say I want to be a footballer, if I want to be a baker, if I want to be a civil engineer, there are things I have to do, and the implications are the effects. So I have to first of all know what I want, set the goals, and believe that I can do it. Because if I set the goals, it means that I believe already that I can. That is what the chapter is trying to talk about. And the author added that knowing what you want is actually the first step to making a difference. Like, okay, I know what I want. It will make a difference in the sense that it will make your routines will change, first of all, because now you know what you want. You will have to now devise means to achieve what you want. Your routines will change, your habits will be affected. Everything about you, the way you see yourself and the way you treat yourself will change because of the goals that you have set. Since you are already marking a blueprint on how to achieve these goals of yours, I'd like to read a few things here. It's going to be a little bit of a long read. Just stay with me. It says each day for a week, take 10 minutes. Each day for a week, take 10 minutes and list all the possible goals you might consider. At the end of the week, you will have a list of dozens, maybe hundreds of possible goals. This exercise will force you to express your goals in writing. And that is an excellent way to begin to make your goals specific and clear cut. Remember, the important thing is not where you are and what you are now or what you have been. The important thing is where you will be 5 years from now, what you will be 5 years from now, or 1 week from now. And that can be only if you set goals for yourself. It says the greatest value of setting goals is that you stop wasting your time. Stop aimless drifting. You no longer have to daydream. You know where you are going, so you can concentrate your efforts on getting there. Goals will make you stronger. Goals will motivate you and give you ambition. Goals will give you the courage to try again when you fail. Goals will move you forward towards something. They give you a future. They keep you from going backward and worrying about the past. Goals give you an identity. This is heavy right here. It's not rocket science. If you want to have like a heap of sand in your backyard, every day scoop a spoon of sand in your front yard and take to your backyard. By the end of 5 years, you would have successfully made a heap of sand at your backyard because you were consistently scooping 1 spoon from the front yard to the backyard, because you had a goal, and the goal was to make a heap, and you kept at it. Whether it was raining, whether it was sunny, whether it was breezy, whatever the condition of the weather, it didn't stop you, you kept at it. That is what goal setting does for you. It concentrates your energy, it laser beams your energy and your focus and all of that. So it is important for us to set goals, because when we set these goals, it has already increased our possibility of achievement. The chance that we can achieve it has already been, increased by, a little percentage. 21 is titled Confidence Builds Self-Respect. This chapter is basically talking about having confidence in yourself and your goal. We talked in the previous video that we uploaded, we said that you should give off the made-up mind vibe so that people know that they cannot even put you off or deter you or distract you from your goals and your dreams and your visions. And when you have confidence and believe in what you want to be, it sort of earns you and respect. It sort of earns you respect before the eyes of people. You have to treat yourself like the person you are planning to be. Okay, if I was preparing myself from my teenage age to become like the governor of my state, there are certain things I wouldn't indulge in from that very young age. There are certain group of people that I cannot be found amongst. There are places I wouldn't be. There are things I wouldn't do, because I already see myself as a particular kind of person. So I have confidence in the fact that I can be this thing, and so I have self-respect for myself, and because I believe I'm going somewhere, it is also going to earn me respect, in the eyes of people. So confidence builds self-respect, because you would respect yourself so that you would not be distracted from what you want to be. You cannot be aspiring to be a governor. You are claiming to have confidence in it, yet you don't have respect for yourself to treat yourself as the person you want to be. So what we're saying in summary is, treat yourself. Start today to treat yourself as the person you see yourself in the next 5 years, because we have said it doesn't happen in a day. It starts little by little, and people will start seeing you and recognizing you as the person already, even before you get to the position. And by the way, self-confidence is the last member of the presidential cabinet. I would like to read something here before I jump on to chapter 22. It said, remind yourself every day that you are a great product of a wonderful creator. This will help you put value on yourself and increase your confidence in self-respect. Oh yes. Let's jump on to chapter 22. Now, chapter 22 is titled Presidential Powers. It's not a long chapter, but this chapter just reminds us of all the powers that we have talked about and the fact that we need to use them if we must, retain the position as the president of our lives. And these are the laws of cause and effect, the laws of the power of affirmation, and the law of the spiritual power. We already discussed them in the previous videos. If you missed it, please go and watch these videos. This chapter is telling us to engage these laws and these powers if we must be president of our lives. So this is the end of today's episode. We've done 5 chapters. I think that's enough for today. But the next video will bring this book to an end. Yes, I'm sure of that now. Because we're left with about 5 chapters. I think 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and we'll be done. So yes, thank you so much for joining in today. Don't treat this as business as usual, please. Take one thing from today's video and begin to practice. It may not look like it today or yet, but trust me, you will be glad always when you sit back to take a stock of your life and just to see how far you have come. So thank you so much. I hope to bring you the next video shortly. Enjoy yourself. See you next time. Bye.